So fellas, you read the title. It's not clickbait or nothing, it's 100% the truth. A little while ago, we received the final tway. As far as I can tell, it's the shortest one we've gotten so far, but it still stings. So let's just jump right into the last tway and what this means for this series and every server. This week at Every. Another week, boys, and another tway. Fellas, it's been too long. We apologize for our lack of updates on the server and inability to address what's been going on. But we believe it's time to give the tway the quiet, peaceful death it deserves. And as a result, this will be the final tway. So what's been going on? The owner of the server has been inactive due to work and school-related issues for the past 6 months. Most of his time was eaten up by an overhaul of work thanks to K-12. Bastards. Can't say I disagree. What will the future hold for Every? In his free time, the owner has been working on a new raid in a different world. As you probably know, Every has had a few raids scheduled of its own, which will begin being built after the first raid is done. However, this means that the tway will not be able to be supported as most of the work will either be too much material for the tway to cover, or too few and far between updates to warrant an article every week. To compensate for the new changes, I'm discontinuing the tway format and will instead provide updates, trailers, and gameplay videos as needed. This will relieve the pressure of needing to find material to write about every week and needing to put together a video with it. It's been real, guys, and we appreciate the positive feedback the series has gotten. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always, you know the rest, man, I don't gotta spell it out. So obviously this tway is a direct response to Tway 8, which of course updated you all on the status of Tway, which have been gone since December last year. But with this official announcement, it basically spells the death of Tway, and every server to some extent. Which I think is a damn shame, because as far as I can remember, there was still some new developments in the server that could have warranted like 2 more Tways. But this is how things have to be. And with the death of the tway announcements, come the death of this series. It was very fun while it lasted. This video series breaking down the new developments in the Every server is probably the most influential to ever hit this channel. Simply put, without Tway, there would be no NIG Daily. Tway required tons of hours of effort and absolute clutch moments to hit the deadline. So it has a very special place in my heart. So for this final episode, I'm going to briefly walk you through the process of making a Tway video. Step 1, parsing the announcement. Every this week at Every video is based on the announcement we get from the server operator. But of course I have to include some shit to make the episode entertaining and not just me reading the announcement. This step is kind of like being a 5th grade English teacher that has to make a ton of corrections on an essay. Step 2, recording the script. Just me yelling into a mic for a few minutes. The recording is always screwy because sometimes episodes are recorded weeks before they release. Step 3, essay creation. When I'm done with that, I start assembling the shit I need to make an episode. I got these assets from various places. Either I made some myself or grabbed some screenshots from Every, or I just stole footage from a video game. There are 2 exceptions to this. Tway 1 had footage of my own game. Oh yeah, and as for episode 8, it's just stock footage of a lake. Mostly the differentiator from the other Tway since that episode was so different from the rest. And every Tway up to Tway 8 had footage from a game called Swarm Lake that's on Steam. I apologize to the developer for the blatant death, but if we're keeping it $150 here, I thought I could get away with it like everybody else online. This shit is a ticking time bomb, man. Step 4, editing the video. Just editing the video. I hate this. Step 5, getting that to you guys. Probably the best part. Episode is done and thrown up on the channel. Feels good. So yep, that's how the Tways were made. The process was fun and hopefully I can do another show like this in the future. But this time, I probably won't rely on updates to come out every 2 months. Not the best strat. So fellas, it looks like this is it. Sorry there's no big celebration or gay men in tuxedos to usher out this series. I wish things could have turned out differently for Tway, but in the end, nothing lasts forever. You gotta admit that Tway had a long and somewhat successful life. And I guess it's getting a quiet, peaceful death. Better that happens than have it end up like some of this channel's other series, which just ended abruptly with 0 explanation and aren't coming back, ever. But fellas, in the end, no one ever really dies. Which is a way of saying that you can kill a series, but it never really ends. Tway may come back in a month or it may never come back. But whenever it does, I'll hopefully be here to yell out what's basically become the show's theme song. Anyway fellas, thank you all for coming and watching. Take care of yourselves. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you, right?